Hey, welcome again! This is Drumsticks Sunday channel. I'm Alberto Iglesias and here we talk about a different pair of drumsticks every week. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great, fantastic, and let's talk about... No, before talking about drumsticks, I have to say, it's happening right now in Ireland, in Dublin. It's the 21 Drums Camp. Mark Juliana, Ashon, Mike Johnston. This year, even Keith Carlock is there. 21 drummers, amazing place, Gross Latch Studios. It's an amazing drum camp. People from Music Maker, they are the organizers of this place, of this camp. Awesome guys. Everything is really good. It's one of the best experiences of my life at a personal level and as a drummer. And if you ever have a chance, please don't hesitate and go there. You're gonna enjoy and you're gonna learn a lot of good stuff from them, of course. And you have a chance to spend almost a week with 4 of the best drummers on this planet. So, and you're gonna spend a lot of awesome time with another 20 drummers from all over the world. So, great experience. Please, if you have a chance, don't forget it. I couldn't make it this year. I'm gonna try to make it for the next year because I just want to go back. Okay, so huge hi and to all of you. If any of you are watching this video, I'm pretty sure you're gonna having a lot of fun. So just that, okay? And let's talk about drumstick now. Okay, this week it's been kind of different for me because for those of you that has been following the channel, you know that a few months back, people from Wincent were super cool with me and sent me a lot of different models, so I can give them a try and say what I think and all that stuff. I've done most of them. Now I have just the rest of slight variations about models that I've already tested. So some of them I think kind of doesn't make sense because doesn't make sense that I make another video because just like the other one, but or maybe I review the round tip with a 5A. I'm not the 5B with round tip is kind of the same idea, all that kind of stuff. But I was just having a look of all the rest of models that I have here, and I found out something really interesting. This model, which is the 7A, the 7A round tip hickory, and is this one. And you know what? Before talking about the drumstick, let's see the picture. So here you have the Wincent 7A round tip. So, what can I say? Or why? Well, let's talk about the sizes first. Just pure data, okay? Cool. The length is if you go to the webpage, in this case, because Wincent is a European company, they have the sizes on the lengths in millimeters. Millimeters. It's the right way to say it. I don't know. So I've made a translation for you because I know that most of you, if you are watching this in English, is because you are using inches, and in fact this inches is kind of the universal way to talk about this, because if you want to compare sizes with other models and all that stuff. So I've made a translation for you. We have, I'm gonna say both, okay? If we talk about length, this is 405 millimeters, which is 15.95 inches, okay? That's the length. About the diameter, the grip is 13.7 millimeters, which is 0.539, okay? We have round tip, of course, this round tip model. We have kind of long taper, as you can see. This is hickory and the regular wax finish that they apply to all their models, which is pretty good. I really like it. It's the best for me right now. It's the one that adapts better for me, for my hands, for my physical conditions, you know, all that stuff. Okay, that's the sizes and that's the data. Okay, what can I say about that? Maybe some of you have realized that this is kind of strange, because, as you know, I've mentioned this in the past many times. One of the things that I don't like about the 7A regular models that you can find is that they are shorter than the regular 16 inches. In fact, they are usually 15.5 or 15 and a half. So you lose half an inch in the length. That's something I don't like about the 7A. I found a solution in the past with Wincent. I mentioned that you can see the video about 7A options, which is the 7A XL, which is kind of the same idea. You have a 7A with acorn tip and all that stuff, but it's longer, okay? And it's longer, and we found out that it's also a little bit different. The taper is longer. They have slight differences, right? That's the one I'm currently using, right? The one I have in my drum bag, okay? The 7A XL. Cool. So, but when I get this pair this week or the past week, I realized it looks to me that this is kind of 16 inches or closer to that. But this is a 7A. It's round tip. What's happening? And in fact, well, I say the sizes. It's 15.95. It's almost 16 inches, right? So, in fact, if you compare this is a 5B from Wincent. No, sorry, for Big Fifth in this case, it's just 16 inches long. If you compare these two, it's almost the same, okay? It's kind of the same length. In fact, I haven't noticed any difference and all that stuff. But you can see that in your hand. You can notice that it's not shorter, okay? So what I really like about this, or what I want to really, the key point of this video for me, it's not about the 7A, it's not about round tip. We've been talking about that in the past many times, which is really interesting, is that you don't have to assume, or you have to think that when you read the model or the letters and all that stuff, don't assume it's just the same idea with a slight difference. I mean, I'm going to explain this. If you read the 7A round tip, what I thought is, okay, it's like a Wincent 7A, exactly the same with a round tip. It's what I assume, okay, what I thought. That's not the thing. This is longer taper. It's a different drumstick, okay? It's 7A, the grip is 7A, but the rest of the drumstick is different. And I think it's really cool. I'm not sure, of course, of why they do that, but I mentioned this in the 7A XL. I think my opinion is that when they develop a new model, if they take a 7A, they change just the round tip. What can happen is that the feeling or the response of the drumstick is not working well. I mean, because you have changed something, just one thing in the drumstick. So maybe now you realize, okay, when you change that tip, maybe the taper is not working well, the combination is not okay. So I think that they adapt the whole drumstick. So, okay, you want a round tip, you like 7A grip, okay, I'm gonna give you this one, which is, I mean, it's gonna work well, it's gonna have a good response, it's gonna get the feel, or it's gonna give you what you are expecting from a round tip, but the whole response of the drumstick is good, right? That's what I think. That's the reason for that, in my opinion. Maybe some of you have more information, I don't know, but I think it's the right way to do it, because if you just change one thing, imagine that you change one thing and the response is awful. Why in the hell are you gonna want to sell that drumstick? It makes no sense. So they work on all that stuff to because in the end, what is really important is the whole response of the drumstick. It's not just the tip. It's that you want a drumstick to have a good response, and that the whole response makes sense and combine good. Just my opinion. I can confirm that, but that's what I think is happening here. So, taking all that into consideration, I decided to try this drumstick for the whole week, and it's been really great, honestly. Great length. I mean, this is the typical 16 inches long, what you expecting from this. And the round tip thing, it's working. It's just what you can expect from a round tip. It's round and small because it's 7/8. The whole combination it's small and round tip, so you get all that definition, all that. You don't have a lot of overtones. It's just you get the slap, okay? You get the stroke, but of course you miss other things. You lose a little bit of fatness. Let's say that the body of the stroke it's reduced, but it's more clear. It's more. I will say it's kind of in the vibe of the Steve Jordan and drumsticks. I mean, it gives you that. It gives you that definition. If you play, I would say that if you like playing with tight affination, tight drum heads, the snare and all that, it's gonna work great. I think it's gonna have a great combination. Even if you have, if you play with very deep snares, for example, when you want that, you are not gonna get that from these drumsticks. Of course, you can use the bottom of the drumstick, as I always say, but if you don't like to use that and you're looking for that kind of beefy sound, honestly, I think it's not the way to go. You have many other options that it's gonna work better. But if you are going for that, hit that slap, and you like 7/8, of course, less volume, less weight, less volume. A long taper, again, less volume, better response, better rebound if you like that light rebound. So it gives you what you want if you are looking for that. So for me, I think they're really great. In fact, maybe I'm gonna change this with instead of the 7A XL, because for the 7A XL I'm currently using the 5A joystick version, which is 5A with a super long taper. So I get that. I get the 7A, which the 5A, which I prefer, but I get that lightness and that response. In this case, when I go for a 7A, maybe this is a better option for me. I get that more definition, and of course you can combine. That. Talking about Wincent, if you prefer a little more of overtones, maybe this is giving you too much definition and you want that little bit more of overtones and more getting a little bit more sound, maybe the 7A XL, no, maybe for sure the 7A XL is going to work better for you. It's acorn tip, but this, if you like that vibe, it's going to work great for sure. Good drumsticks as always, okay? So, of course, thank you again, Wincent. And I think it's really great to still discover that kind of stuff every day. So, I hope you like it, and I hope you have a chance, of course, give them a try, okay? And of course, don't forget that. Don't assume that. Just try. Just see if you can get a pair, and look at the sizes, read everything you can. Because sometimes they are making that, they are adapting the whole drumstick for a good response. Okay, cool. I have to say something. The next weekend I'm not gonna make a video. I'm not gonna lie, I just need a 1 week of vacation holidays. So of course I have to work and other stuff. I don't know holidays, but I can just give my head a rest or my mind a rest of all this drumstick thing. And it's good time for try different stuff and think about all that, okay? So, we have not 7 days, we have 15 days or 14 days in front of us, okay? Good time to try and to test, okay? Don't forget. See you then in 2 weeks, okay? Goodbye.